I'm live. I have this most concerning but also interesting story about a case of, I will classify him as a terrorist, and I will go into why. And I want to talk about this case. And you might remember this case if you are anybody at all that follows like true crime cases. Now, I'll let you know that most of my channel is not about true crime. Every once in a while, I will cover a legal case, okay? And this is a legal case that I find to be very concerning because it is being pushed on YouTube. And because there are active terrorist cells operating in our country, especially after the holiday of Halloween terrorist plan that thankfully our FBI thwarted. I don't know if you remember this guy. This guy I chose this picture of Anton Iagonov. He's Russian. He was the guy who was caught and arrested by cops who was posing as an FBI agent. Okay? And so this YouTube channel right here called Enforced did a story on him, and I just stumbled across my feed, and I'm just like, oh, I remember this guy. And I'm thinking, why is this guy in a video that is being titled Idiot Cops Who Got Humbled by CIA and FBI Agents? I found that to be very interesting because I know that this guy, I know what happened. And so I thought, well, maybe there's a new development. So I open up this video, and I'm not going to play the video just for the simple fact that, copyright or whatever. But I think that this particular YouTube channel is not innocent in being an accomplice. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that this particular channel is an accomplice to this particular person. Now, I think that the reason that this guy was convicted and got a light sentence, although I'm going to go into the new case about this guy, I think maybe they think he's like crazy or something. I don't think he is. But as you saw the picture that I shared with you, he kind of comes off as a clown in some of the things that he does. Okay? But let me go into the detail about this guy. Let's go into this case. His name is Anton Iagonov. He is Russian, and he is apparently from South Tahoe. This man was sentenced to over 2 years in prison, but I'm going to go into some of the things that he did. Okay, but first, let's talk about what this channel enforced. And who is this guy? Who is this guy right here? I don't know what country he's from because I know that, content creators on YouTube are from around the world. But this channel has 210,000 subscribers. His video that he put out got almost 5 million views. So almost 5 million people just on this platform alone was told that this man right here was an FBI agent. Okay? That this man who was arrested. And I knew straight away when I was watching the video for the first time, when this first came out last year in 2024, this came out, he was answering to a cop had pulled him over. He had cop lights on his car, so he's pulling people over. He had an FBI badge. He had FBI jacket. He was claiming that he was working for security. But when he had his license plate obstructed, I knew then that he was not legit. And I was like, okay, so the cops ended up arresting him, right? But according to this channel right here, said that he was actually an agent. Look at the transcript right here. It says that the cops finally had enough to get him charged with police impersonation. It wasn't until later, they discovered that this man was a United States Secret Service agent, FBI task force officer, and a special duty U.S. Marshal. Now, first of all, you can't work for 3 different agents. You can't be Secret Service. And Secret Service guards federal assets. That's their job. Okay? But the fact that this I'm like, who's behind this channel? Who's behind this channel? I think this channel could possibly be an accomplice to this man right here. This man, who I think the government just thinks is some kind of mental nutcase, I think that he may actually be part of a terrorist cell. And so I have contacted the FBI, and I submitted a tip. I gave them the link to this video, and I said, why is this channel right here getting 5 million views on this platform alone, claiming that he's actually an FBI agent? Now I'm going to show you the actual case, and I'm going to show you the new charges against this guy also. So this is what this guy did. He was sentenced. No, he was not a federal agent, in force. And here's the thing that I get very frustrated with channels like this. YouTube makes money out of 5 million views. That was a lot of ads that ran on this video, and YouTube makes money, and they don't really care that it's recklessly false information, because now you're dealing with national security. Let me tell you how serious the things that he did, and it's not just some wahoo driving around in a car trying to act like he's something that he's not. It's much more than that, and that's what I'm going to go into in this video. So this is some of the things that he did. Okay, he was connected to false documents that was used to impersonate federal agents after investigators served a search warrant at his home related to bomb threats. It showed that he himself called in bomb threats to the Interpol Operation and Command Center, Boston City Hall, a New York State Walmart, Saddleback Memorial Hospital in Laguna Hills, California. So they found evidence established that he controlled the devices that were also used to impersonate federal agents. Not one, multiple federal agents. This guy is dangerous. So according to the records and the evidence, that at trial, he posed as a federal law enforcement agent. He also pretended to be an officer of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, Office of the Inspector General. He forged official-looking documents, including search warrants, attempted to pass them off as legitimate court records. He impersonated federal officers and tried multiple times to get protected information using fake court documents. So they're just like, oh, well, we won't stand for this. So the NASA OIG acting assistant inspector general said that he attempted to undermine the public trust in order to obtain sensitive government information. I think he's working with the terrorist cell, and I think he's got accounts online that are still pushing him as a federal agent. Okay? This sentencing demonstrate, and I'm going to go into all his accounts that are still currently online right now, to including YouTube. So that he carried out his scheme over a span of several weeks in July. So on July 5th, he sent a counterfeit search warrant to the U.S. Capitol Police, claiming it was signed by the NASA OIG special agent. This is how bold he is, that he is sending search warrants to the Capitol Police. This is the same guy that these cops, thank God for these cops, praise God for these cops. They caught this guy on just a routine traffic. He had cop lights in his car. No telling how many people he's pulled over. Is he a serial killer? How do we know he's not a serial killer? How do we know he hasn't pulled people over and killed them? We don't know. Like the stuff that's just now coming out, like they're just touching the surface with this guy while he's still putting himself out as a federal agent via YouTube channels. Okay. So on July 11th, he sent another fraudulent warrant to the district court, leaving the signature blank, calling for emergency filing. And then on the 18th, another forged warrant to the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Middle District of Georgia, claiming it needed immediate judge's signature. And then again, just a few days later, he faxed a letter to the United States District Court for the Northern District of Florida using the name of a real NASA OIG supervising agent. So he's pretending to be actual legitimate agents. So he claimed to be following up on a previously submitted warrant, stated that an exigent circumstance required immediate judicial approval. The contact email he provided actually belonged to him. Okay? So he was attempted to submit a similar warrant to the same court but received no response. So the court flagged the documents. It was referred to the NASA OIG and ended up in his prosecution. So the case was investigated by the FBI, this very same agency that he pretended to be a part of, and the NASA Office of Inspector General with support from the South Lake Tahoe Police Department and the Carson City Sheriff's Office. So the U.S. Attorney James Connolly and Audrey Hemisath prosecuted the case. He was sentenced only to 2 years and 3 months in federal prison for his crimes. I don't know why he got such a light sentence, but I have found out since that he has now more cases. I'm getting ready to go into that. So this channel here, he's got people online actively pushing him as legitimate and a victim. And sadly, people believe it. And he also still has other accounts online. Now let's go into the current case. The only thing that was dismissed regarding him was that he filed for a writ of habeas corpus, and that was dismissed. Okay, he was indicted again this summer in May 8th on 15 counts of false information and hoax. Okay, and he has currently waiting for jury trial. Okay, so this is not an innocent guy. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but a lot of people on YouTube, they just get stuff mixed up. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Maybe this guy here who's running this channel is just lazy. Maybe he just heard something. But I'm just more like, I think what he's doing is deliberate. This guy allegedly is the person running this channel. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I think this channel may be an accomplice to this man, because you're running lies to millions of people that this guy isn't actually an agent. So when he gets out in a couple of years, of course, he's going to be most likely convicted of the other charges, right? But when he does eventually get out of prison, he's going to be famous. He's going to be famous as the victim guy who was arrested by some dumb cops for pretending to be an FBI agent when he really is an FBI agent. So if you see his face, are you going to remember his face as the guy who called in bomb threats? Are you going to remember his face as the guy who had cop lights in his car that drove around with weapons, and pretending to be all these federal agents and sending out false search warrants and trying to get sensitive government information? Are you going to remember his face as that guy? Or are you going to remember his face as the guy that was a victim, FBI agent, arrested by some dumb cops? Because that's what they're pushing on YouTube. Okay? And now his Facebook took his account down. There was another channel that he had on YouTube that YouTube took down, thankfully. Okay? But he's still on Twitter. This is him. Okay? This is him right here. And he is still pushing himself and still has an active YouTube channel, claiming to be a federal agent. Okay? And he's responding to this video of him being arrested by dumb cop arrests FBI agents. See, this is him behind this propaganda about him being a federal agent undercover, arrested by cops. So that's why I still believe that this man has accomplices on YouTube. And so I've contacted the FBI so they need to take this video down. I think that they should prosecute the guy, anybody who's pushing him, this guy, as a federal agent, right? He still has accounts online, and there is a new case that he was indicted in May. This is his new indictments. This was filed May 8th, okay? And he's already tried to get it struck down and lost, okay? This was the indictment that you aren't going to hear about on the Enforced channel because they're pushing him as a legitimate agent, right? False information and hoax. He engaged in conduct with intent to convey false and misleading information under circumstances where such information may reasonably be believed and where such information indicated that an activity had taken place that would constitute a violation of Chapter 40. So this is what he did. He called the hospital telling them there was a bomb, that the bomb was real this time. Like he's terrorizing people. And then he also called, knowingly called the FBI with the intent to convey false and misleading information saying you're going to blow up today. There's a bomb under your building. That's this guy. That's who this guy is. Calling the FBI saying there's a bomb under his building, right? That's who this channel and YouTube is making money claiming that he's really an FBI agent. This is serious. And I'm just like, YouTube cannot keep making money off of terrorists like this. And here is his whatever. This is, I found something else on him. It says currently, this was him, and this is one of the things he did claim. He claimed to be, he operates a cybersecurity and private investigations firm. Okay, so this is his, whatever, claiming that's who he is. And he's nothing but a criminal. He can't even have a gun because he's called in bomb threats to the FBI, which is what he's now charged with. Okay, but then it's not just that. Check this out. He wrote a book. Check this out. His book is called Troll Along. Get it, troll? Troll Along with a Rent-A-Cop. A Thug Life Tour Guide to the Reno City Zoo. And then here's his synopsis. And this is his quote right here. Talking about, it's like a fictional story, but it's like it's just nonsense. I mean, and by the way, he's not just a hater of Trump. He was also a hater of Biden. He's anti-American, and I do believe he has a terrorist cell here in America because he's in prison, now facing more charges, and he's got his accomplices on YouTube still putting him out as an actual FBI agent. So it says, during the Donald J. Trump presidency, Agent Beacon, Russian-born U.S. Department of Justice recruit, goes undercover as a security officer to investigate organized crime in a small Nevada town. Like this is some sort of biography or something. It's just weird. This is a book though, okay? But it's like his fantasy of being undercover or whatever. And yeah, so he's making money off of selling this book, okay? Meanwhile, you've got him here being charged with, that's just 2 of his charges, okay? So count 3, he conveyed false and misleading information. He said that he called United States Senator Lemons to convey false and misleading information, said somebody plans on blowing up your office. He's terrorizing people in the government with bomb threats, including the FBI agent. The guy is crazy. And he's a terrorist. And he's got accomplices on YouTube. That's why people need to be very careful. Very careful when you attach yourself to something that's being spread on YouTube. Because let's say that you took up Mr. Enforced Channel's story about this man actually being a federal agent, and you decide to make a video about it. And you're pushing him because you're lazy. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying people who are lazy are not going to go and research this guy. Because I was like, what? This guy was not legit. I knew he wasn't legit. So I thought maybe something had come up new. So I go and I look into this case after I see this video, which, and I'm just like, no, this is just wrong, right? Said that he was like basically really a cop. No. So let's go on back to his charges. This guy's out here, this is stuff he'd already done by the time that he was arrested, okay? And so he's, making false documents and threatening the FBI that they're going to blow up, and he threatened a senator. And so then on count 4, this is what he did. He called the North Las Vegas Police Department saying that there's a bomb at the Luxors that's going to go off at noon. Okay? Count 5, this is what he did. He called the Temple City Hall in Temple City, Texas, saying that there's a bomb at Temple City Hall. It's going to go off 1 hour from now. Very many people are going to die, and we're going to take the country back. This guy's a straight up terrorist. He's a Russian American terrorist. I don't know if he's the United States. I'm just assuming, that he is. I don't know. He calls himself Russian. He has a Russian name, so just going by that. Count 6, this is what he did. He called the Albany Fire Department. Now he's terrorizing fire departments, saying there's a thermal device in the Walmart Supercenter at 141 Washington Avenue Extension in Albany, and it's going to detonate 1 hour, and America would pay. This is straight up a terrorist that is being pushed as an actual federal agent by YouTube channels and YouTube. People need to take this serious, right? Then, on count 7, this is what he did. He calls Torrance, California Fire Department, saying there's a bomb going to go off at the Del Amo Fashion Center 1 hour from now. And then later, he called the Torrance, California Police Department, saying there's a bomb at Del Amo Fashion Center to go off at 1 hour from now. Count 8. He calls the Saratoga State Park Police in Saratoga Springs, New York, using the phone number for the Albany County Sheriff's Office desk at the Albany International Airport in Albany, New York. And this is what he said. And then count 9, this is what he did. He called the Boston Fire Department, saying there's a bomb going to go off at City Hall precisely 1 hour from now. You've been warned. Then later, minutes later, he calls the Boston Fire Department Training Division and says, we got alarms going off at City Hall. You guys need to come here. Count 10, this is what he does. He calls the Harry Reid International Airport Control Center at Las Vegas and says there's thermonuclear explosives device set to go off at your airport in an hour. Count 11, you're getting the picture of what this guy is about? That YouTube channel and YouTube are making money claiming that he's legitimately an FBI agent. That's how bad this is. He says, so he calls the California Highway Patrol Cadet Hiring and Recruitment Section, saying, we just got a report of tactical and nuclear device at Oracle Arena set to go off an hour from now. You might want to call us back. Then he calls minutes later the California Highway Patrol Dispatch in Stockton, California, said a bomb was being transported up a California highway to Oracle Arena in Oakland. Then, count 12, this is who he calls. He called the Port of San Francisco, California, saying there's a bomb explosion at Port of San Francisco today. There will be. You've been warned. Count 13, on April 17, 2022, he calls the San Francisco International Airport lost and found and said there's a bomb scheduled to detonate in an hour at American Airlines in Terminal Number 1. You Americans have been notified. Count 14, he says, he called the Solano County Sheriff's Office in Vallejo, California, saying y'all going to be picking up body parts once the bomb I plant at City Hall goes off. Just remember, death doesn't discriminate. This is who YouTube is pushing as an FBI agent, okay? And all of these were just filed in May. This is after he's already been convicted in February of impersonating federal officers, okay? The defendant knowingly called the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office with intent to convey misleading information, saying that a tactical thermonuclear bomb is set to detonate in precisely 1 hour at the Sacramento International Airport. Very many people are going to die. America, you've been warned. Yeah, these are his current charges. His current charges. So this same guy right here, okay, that was already convicted and sentenced to prison for impersonating federal officers, yeah, this guy right here that this channel has claimed right here, saying that he was actually, they discovered, meaning the cops, that this man was a United States Secret Service agent, an FBI task force, and a special duty U.S. Marshal. Like, it's disgusting. This guy, who these officers, thank God, these officers just happened to pull this guy over, and so he had lights in his car, like cop car lights, right? And they're like, why does this guy got cop car in his lights? He's not a cop. But the reason he was pulled over was his license plate was partially obstructed, okay? And so they're like, okay, they're just going through the routine to get this guy's, information from him. And it just gets worse and worse. Okay, he's claiming that he's this, security, whatever, runs this security business, and on he goes. And, and they're asking him, why didn't you just pull over? Well, and then he claims to be an officer, and he's like, why wouldn't you just pull over? If you're an officer, he was like, well, you were so far back, I didn't know you were wanting like me. Guy is manipulative and quick-witted on his feet, like on the go. And so he says to the cop, like, well, you were so far back, I didn't know if you wanted me or the guy in front of me. He says, like, well, if you see cop lights going, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get over. And then he knew he was caught. And so then they searched his car, and according to this channel, the search was illegal, his arrest was illegal, and he's really a cop. So I just have a big problem with the amount of time that this video has been on this platform, and he's still on Twitter, right? He's still on Twitter. I mean, he's still on Twitter, right? And I don't know why. He says he's from Marine Corps War College. No, honey. No. He's just a fake and a fraud. And this is him. This is his real. He did this picture. This is him. This is the real him. Okay? Just a fraud. And he hates America. And don't let anybody think that, oh, it's just Trump that he hates. Because in an older video of him, he was ranting about, like Biden. I mean, I think he's a terrorist. I don't think the bomb threats was just him enjoying terrorizing various people. I think that he is a legitimate terrorist. I think he has accomplices. And he's currently sitting in prison, and he's facing other charges. And yet you still have people like Enforced, who is making money and getting millions of views, pushing a terrorist off as a CIA and FBI agent. That's how bad YouTube is. Meanwhile, on the daily basis, I'm connected to many channels who put out really, really good content that, don't hardly get any views, that should get a lot of views, that is worthy content, while they just push terrorism onto us. So I think that I'm going to put the link to this video in the description when I get done with this live stream. And I'm also going to do a regular video. But I hope that you will click right on here, and then click on that, and then click on this. Spam, misleading, promotes terrorism, anything, because I'm going to show this guy right here. Let me go to this one. And I'll put all the links to these cases, his current charges, his conviction, and it's up to us to make a better YouTube and report this guy like this. Okay? Okay, that's enough. Anyways, but you get the picture, right? And then just click report. Okay, just click report because it's not okay. I get exhausted with people putting out just fake news. You know, that's one thing. Hey, how are you? It's one thing to have people put out fake news, but then it's quite another thing for YouTube to allow a channel to pretend that somebody who was convicted for impersonating a federal agent to pretend that he was actually a federal agent. This guy lied. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what country he's from, but I believe that he possibly could be an accomplice to the now convicted man. That he's an accomplice. Now, actually, he's live. Let me see if he's live because I may just go ahead and say something on his channel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, right? Also, I'm going to say you're about impersonating and now charged with bomb threats. You're an accomplice. So, yeah, I'm calling him an accomplice to his face, okay? And I'm not going to show his video because, you know, for obvious reasons. But yeah, so, yeah, I said that to him, to his face, while he's live. And I'm literally the only person watching him right now. One person watching, okay? While I'm the one person watching calling him out. I want him to take this video down, okay? He needs to make this right. He needs to take it down. This is dangerous because it got over almost 5 million views. And the guy is a thug. Like, this is who this guy is. This is, this guy, oh my gosh, you guys. This guy was driving around, okay? This guy right here, these cops pulled him over. He's claiming all kinds of ridiculous stuff. But check this out. He's got cop cars. Can you imagine how dangerous this is? Because he's got lights. Cop lights, you know, like private vehicles that are like undercover and they have these blue lights and they make you pull over, okay? And yeah, that's him. That's him, guys. This is who he is. What kind of okay, so let me pause this. I don't want to. So he was arrested, right? I want to get to the point. Then they find a bunch of stuff in his trunk and in his car and in his home, and then they figure out who he really is. He's the guy calling in all these bomb threats. Thank God they caught him though. His cohort, he's an FBI impersonator. Okay, so yeah, he was an impersonator. He really was. They did a good job pulling this guy over. They saw his license plate. It was partially obstructed. They pulled him over, and they got a really bad dude off of the streets. And but look at all these people in these comments that believe. They're calling these cops stupid. They really believe that he was actually an FBI agent. Cop told he had a siren, red and blues, still didn't get it. What a moron. All of these people believe that this man, this terrorist, is an actual FBI agent. So when they were making him famous, hey, yes, he was caught. This guy could have pulled you over. Anybody listening or watching this video at any time could have been pulled over by this guy. He had cop lights in his car, and he was fake. And he's going around bomb threatening people, and pray tell that you're somebody that supported somebody in the government, he would have really took into you. I mean, if you haven't seen this already, right? Okay, so this guy, this is Department of Justice, he was convicted of impersonating officers. But it's not just that though. Okay? But you know what? I think he is extremely manipulated. If you watch this video right here, like he's going on and on and on and on about cop corruption, and he's really putting it out that he's the legit thing. So he got out on bond or whatever, but he was eventually convicted. Okay. But then here's his new charges. He's got 15 new charges for bomb threats. He called the FBI agency and told them that they're going to blow up. He called up different police departments and fire departments and talks about all kinds of bombs that are going to go off. Like, this guy is crazy. And this is the guy that this ridiculous channel claims. Looky here. This channel claims that this guy is legit. Unfortunately, his security clearance was high enough to keep the case in his aftermath high profile. It is, however, unlikely that he would have let those cops go scot-free. This man was a United States Secret Service agent, an FBI task force officer, and a special duty U.S. Marshal. He had gone to the city of Nevada to investigate a child trafficking case. This sounds like it's written literally by him. This is his accomplice, or it's him, one of the two. I don't know, because if you click on this channel right here, there's like a video, and it's like this guy right here is the one apparently running this channel. I don't know what country he's from. He doesn't sound American. He could be. I don't know. He speaks with an accent. But Ionov is to his own, by his own words, is Russian and anti-American, very anti-American. This guy is a terrorist. He's a literal terrorist being pushed by YouTube. This is what it makes me so mad, because I know all my friends and all my fellow YouTubers. I know how hard y'all are working. I know you are grinding and you're trying to grow your channels and you're putting out good content and you do everything right, and we're oppressed to the core. Our comments are deleted. We're fighting for every little bit of watch hour. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And they just treat us like garbage, basically, while they push this channel, who is literally an accomplice to a terrorist, by purporting that this man was a victim of dumb cops. Like, listen, I'm a person that if I see cops do something wrong, y'all know me if you've watched my channel, I will call it out. Because I don't like bad cops messing up the blue wall and the integrity of the blue wall. Because cops do deserve protection. We do need to find better ways to fight corruption in cops. But when I see somebody, these cops, that I'm so thankful that they caught this guy, and then just to sit here and talk bad about these cops who took this really bad guy off the streets. I mean, he was enjoying terrorizing people. Maybe he wasn't smart enough to actually make a bomb, but for him to actually enjoy consistently, I mean, like every few days, he's calling somebody new with bomb threats and enjoying terrorizing them. They're clearing out buildings because there's these threats of these different kinds of bombs, and and pretending to be people. I mean, let me go into the extent of the things that he did. Also, it wasn't just the bomb threats. Let's show you the other things that he did. He sent a counterfeit search warrant to the United States Capitol Police, falsely claiming that it was signed by a NASA OIG special agent, approved by a U.S. District Court judge in Washington. He sent that fake search warrant to the U.S. Capitol Police. That's how bold and dangerous this guy is. Then he sent another warrant to the United States District Court, okay? And then just a few days later, he submitted another forged warrant to the U.S. Bankruptcy Court. And then just a few days later, he faxed a letter to the United States District Court using the name of a real NASA OIG supervising agent. Like, how did he even get that name, right? And so that's why I'm like, these people are dissing when they pull over somebody. I saw a video where a guy who was acting like a total punk to the cops and was being ridiculous, he showed an FBI badge and he intimidated that cop. And do you know that cop let him go and did not even verify if he was actually an FBI agent? I'm just like, I'm smacking my head. You hear me? Smack my head. I'm like, this is why they should always verify it. Just because they show a badge,
Like, they can actually make a fake ID using an actual federal agent's, like, ID, right? This guy actually took a NASA OIG's name and used it to send a fake document. Oh my gosh, these cops, man, they scored big when they took this guy off the street this day. And this channel right here is just disgusting to claim that this guy was legit. So, anyways, I just imagine when this guy gets out, now he's going to get convicted of these other charges, these bomb threats, okay? So he was sentenced on this one for impersonating fake cops. They didn't even get him for the documents. I don't know what was up with that. Maybe they're saving that. They're just going to keep stretching it out, right? That's the way they should do it. But anyways, after he does this sentence, now he's being charged with 15 counts. And no, he's not going to succeed, because this is where this is a dismissal order. The only thing dismissed in this case was his request for a writ habeas corpus, okay, claiming errors and blah, 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 blah. He was extradited from Mexico, okay, and anyways, so they dismissed that. They said no. So I do believe he's going to be convicted of this, because I know the feds aren't going to charge somebody unless they got good evidence, you know. But yeah, so they've got all the evidence they need that it was him making these bomb threats, and these are acts of terrorism. So I'm just like, okay, people, be very careful when you're going around. I know that a very tiny portion of my channel is covering like legal cases, but I know that true crime is a big thing. It's a huge industry. And I've had a lot of people telling me they want me to cover this case or that case or whatever, because I do go into a lot of detail or whatever, you know, and I did get a lot of, you know, coverage and views or whatever covering the Karen Reed case, but I just really don't like this kind of content. I find it like disturbing, distressing. I like to do more fun stuff, but occasionally I will do this kind of case. And I know a lot of people out there who are true crime people. I'm just saying, be careful, because I know the people that I know and personally connected to, they're very good diggers. Like they're good. They're really on top of their research. And so, you know, I have a lot of respect for them, but I know there's a lot of people out there that they may just grab onto this story, and you have to be careful. Like anybody repeating what this guy is saying and makes a little video about it, you could be charged because you're posing this guy. I do believe that this guy here, I don't think it was an accident. I don't think he just made an error. I could be wrong, but I can't see how that if all he had to do was search the guy's name, he was charged. He wasn't let go. That nobody, where is he coming up with the information that they found out he was actually da 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 da? They didn't. That never happened. That wasn't even suggested. Nowhere in the media. It's just something that he made up. So I think that he has a terrorist cell. And I think that there are terrorist actors on different platforms on the internet. And I think that I just wish people would report this guy. So he still has active accounts. Now, this hasn't posted anything since December 2023, but I'm still saying he still has an active YouTube channel also. And this is his YouTube channel. This is him right here. And looky here. Look how many views this terrorist who's calling up people with bomb threats of various types of bombs and pretending to be a cop, driving around a car with cop lights on it, pretending with fake badges. This is a terrorist cell. How did he get the badges? How did he get the fake IDs? You know what I'm saying? How did he get, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's working alone. I really don't. And I think the people prosecuting just think he's a nutcase. He's just one of these delusional people that has a mental condition where he wants to be, blah, 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 blah. I think he's part of a terrorist cell. I really do. But anyways, he's got 100,000 views on this video from 2 years ago, making fun of them for his arrest. And here we go. This was just from a year ago. Predicate acts of nullifying state law, da-da-da-da-da. How Germany infiltrated the U.S. He's a propagandist, so he pushes a lot of stuff that the anti-American people, you know, terrorist groups push against the United States of America. And then here he is, FBI agent goes to jail, police arrest the wrong man. This was just a year ago. He was still pushing on YouTube this, and it's got a lot of views, okay, 10,000 views. And so why hasn't YouTube taken this down? He's a professor, according to him, an investigator, a hacker, and vigilante. Okay, and then he's got all of this. I don't know. I'm hoping that none of these are actually legitimate. Let's just go ahead and see if they are, but they should be taken down. He did. Okay, so here he is. Look at him here. Look at this guy. Here's your terrorist. Look at him, right? So that's still on Facebook. We need to get that taken down. And okay, so this one, I don't know if that's just Podcast Ninja. So I think he has cohorts online, including on YouTube, that is pushing his terrorist propaganda. And he's a straight up terrorist. He's literally a straight up terrorist. He is being charged for bomb threats. And yeah, bomb threats. 15 counts filed just this summer, May. He was convicted in February of impersonating federal officers. But it wasn't just that. So then now I don't know if they're going to charge him for these, but sending counterfeit search warrants to U.S. Capitol Police. I mean, yeah. Anyways, so he's still online. So people that are aware, this guy is a convicted terrorist, and he's dangerous. And I would just say that any channel that's pushing him as legitimate, please report it. Please be careful about spreading things that you see about what cops are doing when they arrest the wrong person. And that guy, there was one guy that I saw that was arrested, and I believe that guy was not a cop. I don't believe that he was an FBI agent. Just his behavior, I mean, just things that he did. I think that when the cop felt his FBI badge, I think he got scared. I think he got intimidated. He's like, well, why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you just tell me you were a cop? He was an antagonizer. I do believe that guy wasn't a cop. I think that the cop did not verify. He just let him go. He did not verify his FBI, whatever. And so thank God that these guys did. These guys did. They were not intimidated by him. They're just like, they did their job. And now look, he's in prison, and they've got somebody who's calling him bomb threats, gonna stay in prison, and so now it's our job that when we see stuff like this, this is how bad it can be. He's not innocent. He's not an FBI agent. He's not a CIA agent. He's a criminal. Yeah, you don't know what you could have done when he stopped you. Yes, it's very scary because this guy, he had lights. He had lights. That was so creepy. That was so creepy. Like, you never know. And I remember, I think it was in my state. One guy was pretending to be a cop and had all kinds of fake stuff, and they arrested him. And it's just bad, right? So let's go over here. Let me go right here. So he has all these different kind of IDs. Oh my gosh, he claims to be so many different people. But this part right here, it wasn't until later that they discovered that he was, in fact, a United States service agent, an FBI task force officer, a special duty U.S. Marshal. First of all, you can't even be all three agents. Like, Secret Service doesn't go around chasing, finding little kids that are, like, trafficked or whatever. No. They protect assets like politicians and presidents. Okay? But you see this cop light right here? Guess whose cop light that is? The terrorists. So we have terrorists driving around in America, pretending to be federal agents, issuing search warrants to Capitol Police, calling in bomb threats to all different kinds of places. And then we've got YouTube here, enforced channel, with over 5 million views. This is what makes me, I guess this annoyed me the most, that this man got 5 million views on this fake story right here. Like, I'm just like, all of you people who I see you grinding and putting out good content and getting no respect from YouTube for visibility while they push garbage like this. I'm just so done, right? So I reported this to the FBI today, and anybody can do this. I will also put the link where you can just type tipsfbi.gov, and yeah, and just I put the link to this channel and I said, hey, this guy was convicted of falsely impersonating an officer, and this YouTube channel is saying that he was actually an agent, and I think that he might possibly be an accomplice to this guy or somehow connected to him, because why is he continuing to put this out when he was, not only was he convicted, he was also charged with bomb threats. So why is he putting him out as 3 different federal agents? So I hope and pray that they investigate this channel, who runs it, who are they connected to, go in and start digging and finding all their connections. They've got probable cause to put them under surveillance, as far as I'm concerned. They should. I think this channel and whoever's running it should be put under surveillance. But I get aggravated when YouTube's not held accountable. Like, if somebody reports, which I did report, you all saw me, I did report YouTube. I reported this channel to YouTube, like, hey, this is dangerous. They're putting this guy out as a federal agent. He's in prison right now. When he gets out, he's going to be famous through these channels pushing him as a federal agent. And so I don't think that YouTube, once they've been notified, I don't think they should not be held accountable if they fail to take it down. Now, he did have one account on Facebook, but I'm going to continue to report every single account that I find on his YouTube channel, his Twitter, all of this stuff where he's still continuing. This says he's cybersecurity or whatever, whatever. But where he's still continuing these lies, all of this should be taken down. All of this should be taken down, right? All of this. And, any place where he's claiming to be, like United States Marshal Service, this guy right here, this should be taken down. Okay, all of this is a crime. This is a crime. And disgustingly claiming to be from the Marines, Semper Fi, no, that nonsense. Oh, here he is. Here, this is him. This is where I got this picture from. I don't even know what this is, but just his ridiculous, YouTube video. I don't know what this video is right here, but I mean, he's just a clown. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not even gonna play it, but he's a clown. But that's what I think, I think that's why they gave him a life sentence, because I think he's just a nutcase. But no, I think he's got accomplices. When I see somebody getting 5 million views pushing him off while he's in prison for being convicted for pretending to be an agent, and they're getting millions of views pushing him off as an agent, I don't think he's just a nutcase. I think he's a cell. I think he's a part of a cell, and yeah, that's what I think. I think he's dangerous, and I just hope that other people will report this channel, report him as this guy right here, just report it. At the very least, report that it's misleading information, and he's no longer live. I took him down. He was live a few minutes ago. No, he's still live. Okay, he's still live. Yeah. Let me see if he's got any viewers, because I was his only viewer earlier, and I told him, yeah, so I'm his only viewer. Let's see if he erased my comment. Yeah, he took it. Yeah, he took it down. He took my comment down. He's probably blocked me from his channel, but I'm going to go ahead and try to comment again and see what happens. Let's see how long it takes him to take it down. Let's see if he takes my comment down. Because I commented earlier, okay? I commented earlier that basically, look, you need to quit. Take it down. But there's nobody here. But anyways, this is his channel. And y'all saw me. I put it on there earlier, so he took it down. Whatever. Dislike his channel. This guy, I think this guy's an accomplice. I do. There's no reason for that to still be up there. There's no excuse for it. None whatsoever. None. El Nuno. None. It's probably just some looped video anyways. But yeah. This guy. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. It makes me so mad. Anyways, that's enough for now, guys. I'm just going to do a regular video so I can upload it and warn people about this guy. And I'm going to put it all over the internet. I'm going to put it on Twitter and all these different places because this is true. They should verify everyone with the badge just to be sure. Yeah, I agree with you because I just felt so strongly that guy that they had pulled over who was just really harassing the cops. He was wearing an FBI badge underneath this thing, but the way he was acting, the things that he was doing. First of all, his windows were super tinted and they were too dark, right? And I don't know what his traffic infraction was, but then he wouldn't cooperate with the police. And FBI agents should be acting like that to fellow officers. Like there's no excuse for that. It's not like that particular cop was under some sort of investigation where he can like troll him or something. I mean, he was just randomly pulled over. So I really do believe that guy was not a cop. I don't believe he was. I think that he scared the cops. I think he intimidated them and he just let them go. He immediately took him out of the cuffs and started talking to him like, like he was one of his own, like he totally bought it. And he was like, well, why wouldn't you just tell me who you are? Why would you do that? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think he got inside that guy's head and he just let him go. And I just feel like he wasn't a cop. And anyways, but this guy here, oh my gosh, this Russian guy here, he is so dangerous. Let me see if that guy, let me see if he took my thing out. See if yeah, I see he deleted it. He probably blocked me. See, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. That's okay. That's all right. See, so you see what I'm saying? The fact that he's live right now, and I'm glad that I'm doing this while I'm live, the fact that this guy, I'm telling him, I'm confronting him about this guy who pretends to be an FBI agent and CIA agent, and this guy, this channel here, falsely claiming he's an officer, the fact that I'm confronting him, and he's deleting my messages, the immediate thing that he should have done is he should have took this video down. So that tells me he knows that it's not true, right? Because I shared the link with him earlier. I shared the link showing his conviction, showing this. I shared this link right here with this guy earlier, right? And so, yeah, and here also, and probably this one here is probably also gone. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. Let's see if it's gone. It's probably gone. He probably deleted that also. No, it's still there. So, anyways, but you know what I mean? He should have took this down. He should have took it down. Anyways, guys. Yeah, that's terribly frightening. Makes me mad. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I don't even think I'm going to stay on YouTube. It just, if I don't see YouTube take this video down, I'm going to keep reporting this to the FBI. I'm going to show his YouTube channel that he's still purporting to be an FBI agent. That's not okay. This guy here, and I'm going to let him know that I confronted him in a live stream and I told him, and confronted him about it, and he deleted my comments. So it's willful. That's not like somebody who just is parroting something that he heard and he made a mistake. It's now moved into the realm of I have the evidence to prove that it's willful. So, anyways, that's yeah. Hey, I'm just exposing this channel who is pushing a fake cop who was prosecuted and convicted for being He was pretending. This guy got pulled over in this video. For he had cop lights on the back of his car. It was a private car and it had cop lights on it, and he had a partially obstructed license plate, which of course is illegal. And then he was pretending to be a cop. So, and he had all kinds of stuff in his trunk. So they arrested the guy. So they verified that that he was not who he said that he was. Okay, so they arrested him and charged him with police. But then look what he says. He said that this man was United States. So this channel here is saying that, oh, but he was released because he actually was a United States Secret Service agent. He was an FBI agent, U.S. Marshal. He was none of that. So he was arrested and convicted of impersonating federal agents. And now he has new charges filed in May, 15 counts of false information and hoax. He called and were telling people that they were about to be blown up and saying very anti-American things. He was saying, you're about to be blown up. He called the FBI an FBI agent location and said, you're going to blow up today. There's a bomb under your building. Okay. He called the federal FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation resident agency office in Lewiston, Idaho, and said they're about to blow up because there's a bomb under their building. This is who this guy is. That this guy, this channel is saying is an FBI agent. He's facing 15 counts of false information and hoax. And really and truly, he should be charged with terrorism. Because telling people they're going to die, that's not a hoax. That's terrorism. That's putting fear in them. And all his stuff and all his mantra and all his hatred of America, it's for political reasons. He hates America. He hates our government. And that's why he's doing these terroristic things. But anyways, this channel right here, I told him in his live stream, he's live right now, and I've told him, I've commented twice that he needs to take this video down because this guy is convicted and he keeps deleting my messages. So this channel right here is a terrorist cell. It's connected to him because they know that he's not an officer, yet they keep this video up saying he's an FBI agent, and it's got over almost 5 million views. Crazy. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. I